Welcome into the Q&A segment of Transparent Conversations powered by LG. I'm Taylor Rooks, and today's topic is mind and body, the connection between mental and physical health. I am so thrilled to be joined today by our panelists, Dr. Lee Dorpfeld, Steve Walls, and Melanie Green. So let's get to it. What role does stress management play in supporting the overall well-being of student athletes?
I'm going to be honest with you, I can't really put a role on it. I think it's something that you're constantly living with. Stress, it's not tangible, right? So you're always fighting against it, right? So I think understanding how to manage it is it's an all-day, everyday task, right? So how you view certain things or how you view certain events that happen in your life or things that have happened in your past, I think that's kind of something that you're always doing. I don't think it's like this one thing that, I feel stressed, so I'm going to do this. It's like, no, how are you going to prevent the stuff that's later in the day or later in the week, right? So I think it's something that's ongoing, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Of course. Great answer. Oh, this is a good one. What advice do you have for coaches specifically?
Oh, gosh.
Who are trying.
We need another podcast.
A full podcast for the coaches. That's funny. What advice do you have for the coaches who are trying to help support their kids better when it comes to mental health?
I think first off is the fact that coaches want to help. I've done a lot of talks with coaches, done trainings with coaches, and I do believe coaches play an incredible part in the overall experience that their athletes have. And I think for the most part, coaches want to help. I think the hardest part for coaches is understanding that they don't have to do it all themselves either. I think the coaches can utilize their resources just like we're encouraging the student athletes to use their resources. Oftentimes, coaches are really big on, like, I've recruited this athlete, I've known them for years, I know their family. I have to know everything about the athlete and what's going on to be helpful to them. One of the things that I choose to teach a little bit differently is the idea of you have to care, you have to be there, and you have to have the resources available so that that athlete can access them. But you don't have to be the person that does it all for them. And I think that's really hard for coaches a lot of times. There's a lot of ways coaches don't have to do it by themselves either. And I think the most successful opportunities that we've had is opportunities when the student athlete trusts their coach enough and they trust me or my staff enough that we're all working together to figure out what's best for the athlete and what they need and who needs to provide it. So I think the collaboration is something that would be really helpful to coaches to consider and not to feel potentially uncomfortable. Melanie said that earlier, like coaches have to be a little bit uncomfortable too of not being in control sometimes.
Yeah.
And allowing and letting us earn that trust that we can be in that space together for the athlete and that we're not a threat to anything. We're here to actually help them, help their athletes so that everybody's successful.
Yeah. And, as a student athlete, right,
Yeah.
is there anything that you would say to coaches, something that works for you?
Yeah, I was actually going to give a quick shout out to my coaches here at USF. I think I wasn't quite expecting it when I came in, but the love that I received from both of them was almost overwhelming at times. I know there's a few student athletes on our team that are like, okay, you need to calm it down with the love. I need a little more, But I think it's so rare, actually, having the connections that I've made with other student athletes and experiencing some of their experiences with their coaches. I'll tell them some stuff that happens at our practice, right? And they're like, really? That's the worst thing that happens? Are you kidding me? And it's funny, but also kind of sad that people don't get to experience the kind of love that I've received from my coaches. There's been times that, I don't have it, right? And they'll come up to me, look, we get it. You don't need to tell us, but we get it. We understand that you might not be having a great day. We're here to listen if you want to share, but just know that you're not a scorer, for golf specifically, right? You're not a scorer, you're a human. They're building the character first and in hopes that it's going to translate to the course, right? And I think that game plan has been a great testament to how much they've grown and succeeded over the past 5 years, right? They're building people. We're not building robots here, and I think that's something that has been really crucial to my success and the success of my fellow teammates, right? So, yeah, quick shout out to them. But I don't know what your question was.
Yeah,
but I
no,
wanted
you
to throw that out there.
totally answered it. And I hope that makes them feel good out there. All right, a few more. What inspired USF to combine physical and mental health care?
I think just, knowing that we wanted to do this holistic approach to our student athletes. So when we created the athletic medicine division, we knew we wanted it to be as part of our College of Medicine. We knew we wanted to have a mental health component. We knew we wanted to have a nutrition component. But then, like Dr. Lee was talking about earlier, also being able to work with our strength and conditioning staff, our academic staff, our enhancing use staff, so that we have kind of this holistic care of our student athletes. It's not just them as an athlete, it's them as a student, it's them as a human. And we're fortunate, we have a lot of great resources here at USF. And, we have a great medical school that believed in that vision too and was able to accept us in there. And the umbrella of resources we have, physician-wise and service-wise, with that, just made sense to be able to treat a population size of 500 student athletes. And we're really hoping that this is a model that other schools can look at and copy.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's effective and it's working. For sure. Okay, 2 more questions. Does one of you want to share why you wanted to join the panel today?
I was asked by the person sitting across from me.
I was waiting.
Thank you, I just came.
No, but it's an incredible opportunity. Why would you pass it up? I mean, to share the stage with these 2 very wise people.
Are you calling us old?
I think she has been.
No.
I think she subtly has been calling us old for a minute.
Because I love you guys. No, but to share the panel with you and these guys, I mean, it's an incredible opportunity just to sit and listen, essentially, to the stuff that they're saying. The stuff that they say I don't take lightly, right? I sit on it and say, oh, that makes sense. And conversations that you have in the past, it all makes sense. So, yeah, just to sit with all of you guys, I mean, I'm trying to take in as much as I can, learn from everybody, learn from the experiences that I have had the opportunity to experience. So, yeah, I mean, it's an incredible opportunity. Why would you pass it up? So.
Oh, amazing. Well, you know what, Melanie, you're going to close it out because this last question is for you.
Oh, goody.
Yes. It says, what is your piece of advice for student athletes in navigating their own journey? Because, of course, you spoke about how you've navigated yours and things that have helped you.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I share with the incoming freshmen the past few years is, and I'll kind of say the same thing that Steve said earlier, just know the resources that you have and try to use them as much as you can. I know that it can be very overwhelming, especially for internationals, but even, American kids, right? Like, they're coming to a new school, coming to a new state. I mean, college is another level. I mean, but there's a lot of people here to help you, and I think once you realize and experience the love that you get from the people around you, I mean, you really just kind of got to branch out somehow. You might not get, maybe one day you're having a bad day, and that was the day that I chose to come up and say, hey, my name's Melanie Green, like, I'm really looking forward to be here, hope that, maybe our paths will cross again. But, I mean, just continue to try to get to know the people that their job is literally to help you. I think that's the biggest thing. I think just knowing that people are here to help you and know that you are more than welcome to knock on their door anytime. They might be busy, but keep doing it until they answer. They're literally here to help you. So I think that's the biggest thing is know that you have people here that want to help you, and know that, I mean, they love you for being here, and they want you to be here, and they want you to have a good experience here. So just knowing that there's so much love to be spread around your campus, your community, just try to use as much as you can. There's not enough time to get to have the experiences that you want to have with everybody here, but get as much as you can. No regrets.
Yeah.
So do whatever you can.
I love it. My girl. Thanks so much. Beautiful job, all 3 of you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of LG Transparent Conversations. For more episodes and to catch up on Season 1, check out LG Transparent Conversations on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or at lg.com/us/transparent-conversations. LG, life's good.